The teaching room that we visited here at the school, I think, is really typical for many and representative for many science classrooms across the country, and in fact I think across the world. What was typical was that you had a classroom that was dominated by tables that are in fixed positions, that you cannot move, and in a prominent position was the teacher's desk. And so actually what you saw there was a classroom that resembled very much a classroom that you could have seen 100 years ago. When we observed the teaching in the classroom, we could see that the children would move in what we called a Pac-Man formation. So it's just the navigation around those fixed tables, and it blocks some of the interaction that they can have when they're doing group work, for example, also. So they are really confined and very much stationary at their desks. The new teaching room is characterized by open space. It is very flexible. It allows for a lot of flexibility. The other thing that is different in the new room is that there are different places, places to be active, places to be quiet. So there are spaces where children can also withdraw to read or have more silent activities, and there are places to be working together more interactively, sitting together on the floor, or having space to build things, move around, walk from one table to the next to see what one group is doing. One of the findings that we came out from the study was that this new classroom environment really sets a tone for science and technology learning. What do I mean by that? There is space to exhibit objects that the students have produced. There's space that is really spaces that are really characteristic for science technology, so workspaces where you can work with hammers and drills and those sort of technological tools. There is a space where you can gather and watch, a little bit like in a museum where you have dioramas. You can look into these spaces and observe things. There's space on the walls to exhibit children's drawings and also science posters also. And that's also important because it makes the space not only a science technology classroom, but also the children's classroom. Learning is a holistic process. Learning doesn't only happen in the head. Learning is a transformational process, and we take up new impressions, new ideas through our whole body. One of the big challenges in science is that children at the age between 8 and 12 lose rapidly their interest for science, and that has something to do with disconnection of what science means in their world. And if science becomes too abstract, too disconnected from everyday life, it can be a very meaningless subject that children will try and opt out if they can. The skill for a teacher is to find different opportunities, and they come in different ways. So quite often a good start is by starting with things the children know in their everyday life, and then slowly build new experiences together with some scientific explanations, step by step, to build up bigger concepts. The physical classroom environment has been neglected as an important factor of learning in general and of science and technology learning in particular. Good teachers make good learning. You can have a very boring classroom and you can have an amazing teacher and he can open the world to you. But if you then also consider having an inspiring and interesting and supporting learning environment, a physical learning environment that can give inspiration to both the teacher and the students, and so you can open many more doors for good teaching and learning opportunities.